Hello, beautiful people. So, some energy is ramping up right now. Right now, in this moment, in this now moment, it is July 26th, 2021. If you're watching this video when it's not that exact time, listen up because there's some things in here that can really show you how to navigate crazier energetic times. So, we just entered the Lionsgate portal, which means that Sirius and the Earth lined up, and we are getting a really hit with some high frequency energy. Now, the Lionsgate is a whole month long, about maybe a little less than a month long. And the real crux or intensity of it happens at around the 8th, 9th, and 10th of August. So what does this mean for us? We are in a great awakening. That's been happening now for a few years. The Great Awakening is waking people's awareness up. They're starting to see things a little differently. Some people are stepping into different timelines, they're raising up out of the third dimension energies. So what does that all mean? Is that there's frequencies on the planet doing this, kind of raising up and down and up and down and up. Okay, so the awakening and ascension process doesn't happen like that. It is a journey that is not linear. It's a journey that kind of does this, and it feels crazy making sometimes. Now, when we have a big portal like the Lionsgate, things really amp up. So if you were feeling kind of like the dejection of first awakening, like depression and confusion and loneliness, that happens in the beginning. Or if you're further along in some of the stages of awakening where you notice that certain energies, the ascension symptoms start kicking in with like dizziness or nausea or extreme exhaustion or just lots of awareness or different guidance or changing who and what is guiding you, and it's a roller coaster ride. So wherever you are on the spectrum of awakening and ascension, this month of the Lionsgate portal, when we have this high energy influx of energy coming to the planet, can really amplify all of that. So, all across this new age niche on YouTube, you can see energies are ramping up, things are getting crazier. And what they mean by that is that when the contrast is building on planet Earth, when we really get to see some of the things that are being uncovered and unveiled, and the contrast it creates between parts of the collective, right? Craziness can happen. How are we going to handle when family members have different perspectives and are on different stages of their awakening process? How do we handle that contrast? Are we going to polarize and start fighting with each other? Honestly, the more awake person is going to have to practice allowance. And in practice and allowance, we get to start to create more of that on the planet. What does allowance mean? That means there is no right or wrong or good or bad. We're going to decrease the amount of polar opposite thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So that means if you have a certain perspective, let's see, about healthcare, and this person has a different perspective, you just have different perspectives. Instead of arguing your perspective, you just allow everyone over here to have their opinion and point of view. You know what feels right for you in this moment in time. I like to say in this 10 seconds. And these people here are kind of, fighting for that point of view. The more aware person is going to have to say, okay, cool. You're welcome to your point of view. Great. Let's just Let's just do that. So if we have family members that have very radically different points of view and they're really trying to puke their points of view on you, just feel like, yeah, cool. But it's gonna be the responsibility, I don't say responsibility, it's the job of the more aware person to practice the allowance in that moment. So whoever's most aware at this moment in time has to be the one to create this allowance. And it's allowance that's going to get us through this kind of more intense time. So whenever there is intense, revved up, intense energies on the planet, different things can happen. Shadow sides can really be mirrored back to us. Our bodies start to try to acclimate to this higher energy, and we can go through a lot of like intense symptoms like headaches and nausea and exhaustion. So not super fun, and dizziness, things like that. Also when intense, excuse me, also when intense energies rev up, people that are just entering their awakening stage can start to feel the quickening of coming into their awakening journey. And you would think that would be yay, you know, but it's not. You know, stepping into an awakening journey can be very disorienting, can bring up a lot of despair, dejection, depression, loneliness, not feeling like they fit in anymore to their perfect life. Life may just look completely perfect to an outside person, and they're like, I am completely depressed and unhappy. And that can be very uncomfortable and jarring. So when people are just starting to step in to their awakening process, sometimes it happens during something like this, like a Lion's Gate portal, when energies are really amping up. Now, another thing I want to tell you about the crazy energy is that sometimes we think of like high vibrational energy and that's a good thing and it raises our energy, right? And it's doing that for a lot of people. And for some people, it actually could be lowering their frequency. So if you have Sirius is creating this high influx of high energy, but you've become a sovereign being and you have expanded into even a higher frequency than that, and you're getting pummeled with this certain frequency that's not in alignment with you anymore, then what? That can create craziness as well. So if you're noticing that you are feeling like old patterns coming up or echoes of just this inability to motivate, if you just feel kind of floored, that's another possibility, is that this high frequency energy that's beaming to the planet right now might not be in alignment with your highest frequency, and it's kind of really magnetizing your vibration down a bit. You feel into it. So these are all kind of possibilities of what could be happening with this influx of energy during this Lion's Gate portal. So take a look at it. A lot of people assume that it's just going to be a light, airy, fairy, fun month because we're getting beamed with this high frequency. Yay! And it's not. It's not. It's creating a lot of dis-ease, especially where we are in 2021 with the extreme polarization around how people are taking care of their health, in our health crisis in the world right now, and the different perspectives on that, and just politically and emotionally, how we're kind of divided in this world. And the Lionsgate portal will amplify all of that. But what we have to realize in amplifying something, when we amplify contrast, we get to, more and more people get to see what's really going on, okay? And then we get to choose. So if you are someone that's started your awakening process, or you've started your ascension process, or wherever you are along this this road, you're going to be feeling some extra stuff to work through during this next month. So I want to offer just a few things that we can do to keep ourselves feeling a little bit more sane, a little bit more grounded. Now, if you are, you know, on your awakening journey, you feel like you've been working through this a bit, you might want to tune into how you ground, okay? Grounding into the earth is one way. And you may notice that if you're in the beginning of your awakening journey, that grounding into the earth feels really good. You may start to notice that it doesn't feel good anymore if you are in some further stages of your awakening process. So in this case, you would want to ground into your light body, okay, your auric field, or there's a chakra called the Omega chakra, which is about 12 to 18 inches below your feet, part of your light body. Ground into that. Ground your whole body and light body into the Omega chakra, and see if that feels different than grounding into the earth. So you choose where you are and what feels best to you to give a sense of grounding, okay? So number one, really ground yourself, whether in your light body or the earth, okay? Number two is resistance is gonna make things even worse. So for example, I woke up, I went to bed last night with a really bad headache, and I've been getting headaches a lot, and it's not fun, but resisting the headaches is even less fun. So trying to go do something and complete my to-do list with this headache that's making me feel nauseous, that's resistance. If I just try to ignore that and go about the day, that's resistance. So our awakening journey and our ascension process is asking us to be in the now moment and to follow our awareness, which means that the to-do list might get thrown out the window for half the day because you are following the flow. And this is what non-resistance looks like, so that I really recommend decreasing the resistance, especially for this next month with these high energies at hand. So, you know, tune into your day. Like, so today I had to be like, okay, well, I am going to lay back down. I'm going to try to expand my energy. And for me, I feel like maybe the Lionsgate energy is working on me. Like it's almost like gravity pushing my vibration down a little bit. So I'm working on expanding and expanding. And that made my headache feel a bit better. Then I got the hit to go outside on my deck. Then I got the hit to just draw. So it was like half the day. It wasn't until 2 o'clock this afternoon that I started to feel better. I started to feel more integrated and able to do work in the world, like, you know, make my videos and, you know, do some banking and things like that. But when we're talking about living in non-resistance, it means really going with the flow of the day and what is happening in the now moment. So we can make a to-do list the night before, but that has nothing to do with the now moment. So make your list if that feels good for you in that now moment. And then when the next now moment comes, feel into what feels, you know, in non-resistance to do that. So resisting how you feel is going to make you feel worse. And resisting what your body and being are asking for, just so you can be more productive, is going to make things worse. So another thing is, when you are on your awakening ascension journey, productivity looks way different. We can listen to those people that inspire us about being productive and being entrepreneurs, and they're so inspiring, you know. But when it comes, by the end of the day, you really have to sit with yourself to see what's most productive. Sometimes setting a belief in motion and setting a vision in motion as a deliberate creator, set that in motion. And sometimes the best thing to do, the most productive thing to do, is to go sit on your porch and listen to the birds. I know it doesn't seem so, right? But once some things are in motion, you have to decrease the resistance for energy to flow to those things. So sometimes the most productive thing is actually doing nothing. And that's going to be really important these next 3-4 weeks in the Lionsgate portal. Really start to tune in to what is true for you in the now moment. This is how we go from living from 3D reality to going through the 4D corridor to the higher dimensions, living in the higher dimensions, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Living more in the flow and trusting and decreasing resistance. Okay. So, and lastly, what I want to say is just see if you can find the space to giggle and laugh and not take everything so seriously. So as we enter these higher dimensional realms, vibrational realms, this responsibility and cause and effect change. Okay, we're no longer working from those paradigms. Now, being a mom of a teen and feeling I need to be a responsible parent, that's been a challenging one for me. Also, I'm a wellness practitioner, so 1 + 1 usually equals 2 in the health realm, right? Eat your carrots and eat your vegetables, and that equals good health. Well, sometimes not all the time. So what this month may be asking of you is to let go of some old paradigms, cause and effect, responsibility, loyalty. These are all programs, and what they're set up to decrease your awareness. So what if you could be a responsible parent by honoring and trusting your kids' own awareness around what they eat and what they do. And this is hard, guys. It's really hard. The same thing, like if you are in business, do you have to be responsible to your boss, or do you have to be responsible to your colleagues? Just tune into where you're acting from responsibility instead of your own true awareness. Same thing with loyalty. Now, I am a Leo, and I have this astrological nature to be very loyal and responsible. And I've been really taking a look at that lately, where I could just be like, okay, I'm going to let go of this program of loyalty and show up when I have the awareness to show up, instead of showing up because I'm loyal. I'm loyal, I'm loyal. So as you go into these higher frequencies, higher dimensions, as you grow in expanding consciousness in your awakening journey, guess what happens? Everything flips over on its head. Everything's as it seems, and nothing is as it seems. So it does start to get a little crazy making, but your clearest guidance will be your awareness, not the inner voices, not your angel guides, not the light ETs, not the ascended masters. Your awareness on your awakening journey. See if you can tune in to that guidance, okay? And this old program of loyalty, of cause and effect, of needing to be productive, cause and effect, productivity equals this, work hard equals this. There's no more equal sign in awakening and ascension. There's no more equal sign, okay? There's only awareness. So once you start living and practicing from there, and this is not easy, I'm practicing this myself and learning how to trust more, trust my own awareness. And people are used to disempowering you. So watch out for that. Sometimes we've taught people how to disempower us. So notice the relationships you have with friends and family, and notice how they start to try to take your power. They really try to say they know more about you than what you're experiencing, or that the doctors will know more about you than what you're experiencing, or whatever it is. Notice how friends and family meaning well, but maybe perhaps not aware of on their awakening journey yet, are trying to disempower you. And you need to put your hand up and say, I've got this. You know, I'm aware. I trust my awareness. I trust life. Don't worry about me, kind of thing. Kind of have to do that and kind of teach people how to respond to you and be with you again. Because in the past, I was a seeker out here, and I would ask people, what's wrong with me? What's going on with me? Instead of owning my own awareness and my own power. And so I've taught people along the way that I don't trust my own power. And now it's time to trust my own knowing. And I've got to teach people along the way that I got this. So have compassion for people in your life. We may have been done something to show them how to treat us, and now we just have to kind of retrain them a little bit. And you, no matter what, during this crazy time in the Great Awakening, during this 2021 Lionsgate portal, wherever you are in your awakening journey, wherever you are with what you're experiencing, number one is follow your own awareness, your own knowing. That is key. So beautiful people, I'm with you on this journey. You're not alone. And let me know in the comments if any of this this commentary spoke to you and if you got anything out of it. And be sure to join me on Fridays. It's a live stream every Friday where I do some kind of conversation, sometimes a little meditation, and all the time a sound healing. And you're welcome to comment in the live stream of what you particularly would like sound healing for, and I can send that to you during the live stream. So, beautiful one. If you got this far, thank you for being here with me. And thank you for all the light you are on the planet and expanding consciousness. I really appreciate it. Bye.